You guys are going for a little bit of a ride. Hey everybody, Eric here from EFBM, and I don't know how this is going to look. I'm doing it kind of reversed, my camera at least, so try and get better picture quality. But you're still in the windshield cam, so there's that. Oh, you guys, I gotta tell you, it's Monday. I didn't miss my workout. I hope you didn't miss yours. And oh boy, 4 miles. 4 miles. My legs are sore. My hip is sore. I'm sore. And I'm not trying to complain. Think of it as a total body self-assessment, if you would. But dang. But that's the important thing. That's key. You can't miss a workout. You know, you've got to maintain that level of consistency, that level of dedication. You can't let complacency become part of your life like I did. You know, I got complacent with my running. I talked about this last week. I got complacent with my running, and oh man. And it's not that I'm running any faster. I'm actually going at a slower pace. But dang, slower pace, but I'm trying to increase my distance. I'm trying to build up muscle endurance. I'm trying to exercise those muscles. And man, I gotta tell you, it's tough. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about limits. My bride and I drove down to Columbia, South Carolina for our friend's wedding. And I noticed something in South Carolina that we don't have here in North Carolina, and that is a speed minimum and a speed limit sign on highways. And I love the idea of this because I don't know about you, but I tend to be a right lane driver. I want to set the cruise for just a couple miles over the speed limit. Because not all speedometers are accurate, but I just want to set the cruise and I want to roll. And if I'm in the right-hand lane and you're going faster than me, well, then move over. But I love the idea of a minimum and a maximum speed limit sign, because it got me thinking, how much of our life is spent at the limit or over that? Think about how you drive. Think about your time spent behind the wheel. When you're on the highway or when you're just on the road, if it's a 45, are you running 50? If it's a 65, are you running 70? And as you can see, I got lights coming up behind me. I gotta try and get out of the way. But how much of your life is spent in the limit? How much of your life is spent, on that ragged edge, just on that cusp of failure, defeat, and on the other side, success? How much of our life is spent pushing to the very edge? Our time is maxed out. Our energy level is depleted. We're running on fumes. We're pushing that tank to, the bare ragged edge, because we're running at such a high rate of speed. Now, I like that idea of a minimum posted limit and a maximum posted limit, because it means that if I want to be in the right-hand lane, if I want to be in a path that's right for me and I want to do 55 and a 60, but the minimum is a 45, you can be frustrated with me, but I'm well within my limits. And I love that idea, because I can go at a pace that's comfortable for me as long as I'm giving it my best, as long as I'm doing my best, as long as I'm not settling for anything less than my best. I don't have to push to that maximum limit, because my best may be at my maximum limit, and it may be different than yours. This morning, I said thank you to a young lady, as I sound like an old guy, but I said thank you to a young lady who who occupied the treadmill beside me. I was already 20 minutes into my run, and I was on there for another 20 minutes after she got off. And the funny thing was, it was about my two mile mark, and my legs were burning, my shins aching, my hips starting to hurt, and I wanted to stop. But in my mind, my goal was 4 miles. I wanted to hit 4 miles today. And she came alongside, and I watched her increase her speed. She started off at a jog of about 3.7 or so, and then she bumped it to 5. And then after a couple minutes, she bumped it to 5.5, and on and on and on until she hit 8 miles an hour. And I looked at it, and she wasn't breathing heavy. She wasn't lumbering. It was a good, comfortable stride for her, and I was encouraged. I was encouraged because it was a reminder that I have to find a good, comfortable stride for me. So I found my good, comfortable stride. I settled in, and I sped up when I could. I slowed down when I needed to, but I found that good, comfortable stride to get me to that 4-minute mark. I did my best. And I thanked her. I walked up to her when I was done, and on my way out, I kind of paused beside her for a moment, motioned to take her earbud out, and I said, look, you don't realize it, but I want to say thank you, because you don't realize it, but you coming alongside me on that treadmill beside me and running, that was a huge help for me, because as you got on, I was wanting to stop, and I was only halfway into my workout. And she was surprised. She was like, thank you. I'm glad I was able to help you. I said, more than you realize. So know that today, when you find that comfortable stride, when you settle in to do your best and no one else's expectation of, no one else should be telling you, you've got to do X, Y, or Z, unless you've agreed to listen to them, unless it's like a training situation. No matter what, you've got to do your best, whether you've agreed to something other than what you're comfortable with or not. I'm not comfortable with 4 miles, but I agreed with myself to do it, and I did it because I like to be a man of my word. So you guys settle in, find that comfortable stride, do your best. And remember, you don't have to operate at the maximum all the time. Sometimes the sprint isn't worth it. Sometimes hitting 70 and a 65 just isn't what you need. Sometimes dialing it back and setting the cruise and just going for that long haul, that's it. Like I tell the people who decide to work with me, this is about long-term success, not a short-term fix. It takes dedication. There's trial and error. There's a lot of heartache. There's a lot of pain and growth. But you just have to do your best and forget the rest. So you guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great workout. And remember, we're just ordinary people trying to live extraordinary lives. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.